All right, we're back. Episode 87 of the Morse Code podcast. We didn't talk about this off air. What are you thinking? Gronky?
Yeah, who else?
Ben Coates,
Ben
maybe?
Coates, right?
David Givens? He might have
Yeah.
been 87.
It's also, David Givens.
Let's go David Givens. Fuck it.
Okay.
Phenomenal wide receiver.
It is the season of
Givens. Yes. Speaking of wide receivers for the Patriots, I didn't know this till it got brought up in our group chat today. Well, I forgot. I forgot Terry Glenn died. Big forgot about that.
Yes.
I don't know if that's like a well-known thing.
Rest in peace. I don't think it's that well known because it wasn't like, I think it was just a car accident, right?
Just a car accident. Yeah, I don't know. It was something tragic. He was young. Only the good die young.
Rod Stewart.
Who really did sing that song?
I think it's Rod Stewart.
No. I don't want to look it up. I don't care. I don't care.
Roddy Piper.
If you know who sings Only the Good Die Young, drop it in the comments if you're watching on Facebook. If not, I guess I'll never find out. But just quick intro from us, and we'll get into the meat and potatoes of our show. Are you back to eating meat and potatoes?
I am, but I actually think that's going to end next week.
Tonight. Okay.
I think I'm going back to vegan.
You got to get on the Peloton, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't want to call you out publicly.
Like 2.5 weeks, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been Shaquille O'Neal, but I'll be back.
The shoes are right there. He's got to slide in the feet.
All I got to do is jump on it.
Couldn't have made it easier on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just trying to hold you accountable, care about you. I want you to be healthy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So we had a couple friends, new friends of the program on tonight. If you're following us, or if you do follow us, and you're also mutual followers of Trill Withers Patreon group and the CPFs and the Discord chat, you'll probably know these guys. So go ahead. Why don't you tell us a little bit of our guests we have on the show today?
Yeah. So a couple fellow close personal friends, Hurricane and Scuba, a couple really good dudes, and they got their own show, the Splash Brothers Luncheon. They've been featured on Tyler's Fun Report a couple times, which teaser, if you follow us and you happen to also follow Tyler, we may be making an appearance tonight as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we may be making a second appearance, but yeah, we chopped it up with the Splash Brothers. It was a good time. There was a lot of nonsense. It was
mostly nonsense.
Yeah, it was Meek Mill. It was your dog's
All-Star game
on.
Yeah, my dog that was the third guest. My dog took part in the episode today. Yep. Very adamant about taking a shit right in the middle of recording. So I had to adhere to that.
There was a segment about alcohol, which you were not a part of, but
yeah, I caught the end of it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset about that. I caught the end of it. I think I saw Scoob talking about scotch. I wish we went into that a little more. I'm not quite there yet as I advance my age. Have you ever tried scotch?
I've tried it. Sure. I do not.
Really? You have? I don't.
Maybe as like a shot, if that constitutes trying it. You've never had a shot?
A shot of scotch?
People don't do that?
Maybe like the degenerates you hang out with, but scotch is
like
you drink like scotch on the rocks. It's like a very formal drink.
I drank it really quick.
Smoky.
Out of a small glass.
True. I think it's a very cool thing to be like a scotch drinker. I'm not there yet. I've tried.
Yeah. Oh,
it's the closest I've gotten to like take. Oh yeah, whiskey. I like whiskey, not straight, but like whiskey.
Do you ever do whiskey on the rocks?
Not quite there yet.
I've done it.
Not quite there yet. But whatever I know you're a big proponent of getting to whiskey dick as soon as possible. So whatever it takes.
Yes.
Usually, to your point, a shot of whiskey.
Yes.
Right to the source. So anyway, but yeah, no, we talked a little NBA All-Star game. Talked a little hoops. I don't know. I know Shams dropped the All-Star game participants today. I know he dropped the starters. It wasn't very controversial. I don't know. Let me see the East. East had Kyrie, Bradley Beal, Giannis, Durant, and Joel Embiid. It's a solid lineup. And then the West was Steph and Luka. That's a fun backcourt. LeBron, Kawhi, and Jokic at center. Kawhi's starting. It's just all voting, right? Though I did want to confirm that.
Yeah.
Kawhi should not be starting the All-Star game, but I can see why he would be voted into being a starter in the All-Star game.
Part of me can't see why he was voted in because he's not like
never there. He's very uncool. I think it's like he's so uncool. All right, here's my take. I think Kawhi has officially become so uncool. It's now like cool to be like, I'm a Kawhi guy.
I do find him entertaining because he's weird.
Yeah,
he's weird and like quiet.
He's weird and quiet, and you can tell he's like being since he moved to LA, he's definitely being forced to like try and like be a normal person. Like with it, he has like a couple commercials and a shoe line, the most Kawhi shoe line of all time, but he has a shoe line technically.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, isn't the same argument like San Antonio is the perfect place for someone like Kawhi Leonard? Like where they want you to be a robot, aka Tim Duncan.
Hey, guys like to play for their hometown.
Not me. Couldn't get out soon enough. Anyway, so that's that. I say we just get right into it. Make sure you follow these guys. We're going to drop all their links to their great Twitter follows. Their podcast is hilarious.
If you follow us, you'll probably see us interacting with them quite a bit too.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially like from this point on.
Yeah. And I would say like, if you like our show and some of the stuff we talk about, they're very similar, as you'll probably see in our conversation. So good guys. Make sure you continue to support us, subscribe to the podcast on Apple and Spotify.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Traction on, I was going to say, we get a lot of traction on YouTube too, for whatever reason. So if you're not subscribed there, I would suggest you do it. Otherwise Soapy will kill you. And that's pretty
confirmed.
Much it. Yeah, confirmed. So let's get right into it. Here's our conversation with the bros from the Splash Brothers Luncheon.
Get right into it. We got some very special guests, a couple funny dudes that we know from the Discord community of Tyler I Am. We've got Hurricane and Scuba. Yeah, like I said, very couple funny dudes who got their own show, the Splash Brothers Luncheon. Kind of jealous of the name. I assume you haven't trademarked it, so I'll get on that because I may be doing that tomorrow.
All right. Texting our lawyers as we speak.
Yeah, you owe us 25 cents a piece just for saying it out loud. Bills in the mail.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Good. How y'all doing?
So yeah, man. So like I said, we have a lot of followers who are mutual followers with Tyler and what he has going on Patreon, and both of us at this point have been featured on the Fun Report. We might be coming up on the Fun Report soon, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, so tell us a little bit about your podcast and what you guys do on your show.
Okay.
Scuba, take it away.
Go ahead, man. I feel like you're the PR person, so you got it.
One bullet point at a time. That's a rule on this show.
Please.
I mean, I would just say like if you go to Spotify and just look up our podcast and you see underneath of it says, let's get into it. Like that's our goal. Each episode is just like whatever we're going to talk about. Like we don't have set subjects. We just, talk about whatever's going on and we just get into it, from our like own unique ways and perspectives. And we just like to talk. We like to talk shit and make people laugh. And
that's what it's all about. What were you guys doing? Were you guys making content before the podcast, or were you guys like working together before the podcast too, or how'd you guys get together?
No, so the way it came about was it's kind of funny. But also kind of like I was waking up from a nap. I'm pretty sure. I think we had made exactly one. I had made like one joking comment about it in the Discord, and then Kane took that and like asked Trill if he could come on the podcast, if we could do it on the podcast.
Okay.
I'm thinking it was just like an offshoot thing.
Oh,
that's what
it's like a Wednesday thing. And it's like Wednesday. And Trill's like, yeah, man, if you can get it to me, by this afternoon, I'll throw it on the show tomorrow. And I'm like waking up from a nap, just like, red eyes and shit. I was like, what? I have no idea what to talk about. Never like done any kind of content produced outside. Like I tried to be a rapper in high school, like everybody else, but other than that,
tape dropping soon.
Right. But so it's first foray into it. I don't really prepare for things, which I probably should be doing. I'm like reading the show notes right now.
Show notes.
But we
very rarely prepare for anything. This evening included. I just got off work like at 7:00 and jumped.
I was gonna say that sounded like a very similar to our Mamba mentality approach that we take on this show.
Exactly. That's the way to go about it.
Yes. All right, perfect. So let's do this. So like you guys said, let's get into it. So what's going on? Let's start here. How do you guys feel about All-Star Weekend coming up?
Wasting time, dude. I don't understand why they feel like they need to. I mean, all right. So I'm not gonna say I don't understand it because I absolutely understand the money aspect.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, but like, just fucking stupid, right? Like nobody. Number one, I feel like the All-Star Game just is a thing people care about. Has kind of died off recently. Like, when's the last time you were like, oh, it's Sunday, I gotta watch the All-Star Game? I feel like it's more of like, I happen to like not be watching anything.
Oh, shit, my remote batteries are dead in the All-Star Game.
The All-Star Game's on.
In none of the sports.
Yeah.
Correct.
No one gives a shit.
In NFL, legit didn't play the Pro Bowl this year, and I don't think anyone noticed. Yeah. And if they did notice, it was for good reason. They're like, oh, this is great. I don't have to worry about watching this year. I actually think didn't they play Madden or do like a Madden challenge or something?
I heard that.
You see that?
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, but I didn't.
I'd honestly rather watch these guys play 2K than play an All-Star Game, I think. Like 2K
I would feel better. Yeah, I'd feel much better about watching that. It's like, and then they're trying to like jam so much shit into it and do the like. I saw that they were trying to incorporate Kobe into like the Elam engine or whatever, and also do a dunk contest at halftime. It's like you could really just stay at home, bro. Like, let these people have some time off. Like, it's not that big a deal.
It's already, and I get the money aspect, but it's like you guys aren't even gonna have fans there, which is obviously the smart thing to do.
I didn't even think
but
about
it feels like it's like. This is going to be even weirder. I think normal games are already strange enough without fans. You're going to have what's going to be like an exhibition style event. Also with no fans. Like that sounds fucking dumb. I also don't know how long are they going to make the halftime if they have to fit in like a dunk contest and then a 3-point contest. It's like,
who's going to want to do that?
They're doing both at halftime?
I think so.
Yeah. If there's one thing I know about, playing sports is that you want a long break in the middle where you get cold, where you all your muscles tighten up, and then you go back out there and do it. It's the best way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that is weird now I think about it.
Is anyone else here entering the dunk contest?
No.
Man. I think my paperwork must have got lost in the mail or something. Usually I have it by now, and I'm writing back, fat ass no on it because I told them after what happened in '87, I can't do it anymore. But like.
Take the year off.
MJ had the home court advantage. I don't know what you were expecting.
And ball fraud, man. That's all I got to say. I had nothing to say to that man. Nothing.
You said everything you needed to say, man. That was.
Ball is in his court to reach out and apologize as far as I'm concerned.
Have they announced who's on the dunk contest and 3-point this year? I haven't heard any word of this at all.
I don't think they can because I don't think anyone wants to fucking do it.
I wouldn't want to
be like Adam Silver versus
Adam Sandler.
That's a dunk contest I will watch though. Like that's something I would actually watch. Like
they should get the inside the NBA on TNT.
Yes,
I'd rather watch those guys talk for 4 hours than the All-Star Game.
Yeah, Shaq and Barkley need to just go at it.
God, I would pay to watch that. I would pay pay-per-view to watch Shaq and Barkley play one-on-one. Fans or no fans.
You think Chuck can still dunk? Or you think it's just too much weight to move?
I don't.
They recently asked him about it. Or I was watching a video where Shaq went over and dunked in the studio hoop, and someone was like, Chuck, like we'll give you $20 if you can do it. And he's like, you think I can do that?
Yeah.
No chance. Dude, he struggles to get like up and out of his chair.
Yeah,
Not that he does it often, but when you see it, like he's out of breath.
Yeah, it's a lot of man to move at this point. Like
it sure is. Could Kenny Smith dunk back in the day?
He was in the dunk contest.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He can probably still dunk, I bet. Ernie, I know, can dunk. I've seen it. Yeah, Chuck, I don't know. But I saw another well, here's the other thing. It's like, I'm trying to find this. There was something I saw on Twitter today. Terrific website. Where it was about like what they're donating to COVID relief or like something. Yeah. But it was tied to the All-Star game. HBCUs, that's what it was. Yep. You can't just do that donation without playing an All-Star game?
No, you got to put people at risk first and tell James Harden to stay in his room and have somebody watching him. This shit's crazy.
That's the other one that came out today. Adam Silver, where was he? He was on some show talking about no parties.
Yeah, he was
no
on
extracurricular events.
Man, James
Then
Harden
why
about to
again?
turn
Why?
Atlanta out.
No kidding. Like we're literally getting on a plane, going down here to play a basketball game, and then fly home.
Oh,
Crazy.
God.
I can't wait to see the ratings. I hope they're awful. I hope
Yeah.
they tank.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Brooklyn strip clubs are like, but I can't imagine they're as good as Houston. So he's coming back to the South. Harden.
Is that not? That's a move just made out of hubris, right? It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna put James Harden in Atlanta and tell him to stay inside, and he's gonna do it. That's like that's legit. You got to be fucking cocky as hell to even believe some shit like that.
Not happening. Like
at this point,
I think,
Adam Silver's the only one who thinks he can just do whatever. So he's like, no, this is going on the resume. If this goes down, I'm not even talking about the All-Star game. I'm just talking about how I was able to. I was the only person to contain James Harden this season.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been cruising ever since, like, because he came in with the Sterling thing, which he just was like, okay, if I get this right, I'm gonna have so much goodwill. And I think it's got to be just about out, right? Because it's just like around. I feel like every season he gets a new controversy, and I feel like he just fucks it up.
He's had a hell of a career. He came in right at the height of, well, at the time, what we thought was the height of racism in the NBA.
Yeah.
Little did we know.
Put a squash to that. I don't know. He printed clear as day.
Racism just dips in the gym every summer and gets better.
Speaking of Mamba mentality, big time every year. I thought the NFL squashed racism by putting it in the end zone and racism in the end zone.
And on Tom Brady's helmet. I mean, like,
and on Tom Brady's helmet. Racism certainly covered the spread in that one. And
not his locker.
Not his locker. I'd rather watch that matchup. Tom Brady's locker versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers end zone, 1-on-1. That'd just be a money line pick 'em every time.
What do you guys think of this? I was thinking because you know how they have those like stupid skills challenges in the past.
Very stupid, but yes.
What else? They had like the pair with the WNBA and the retired players. I was thinking they take two of the worst players and have them go 1-on-1. So like here in New England, I was thinking like fucking Kendrick Perkins, who I'm sure you guys are familiar with, and Tristan Thompson, and just have them go 1st to 7 and see how long that game would take.
Javale Mcgee versus Hassan Whiteside.
Oh boy.
Threes only.
Yeah, threes only. You have to take it from half court, so you have to dribble into it at least. Good Lord. Yeah. All right. That would be better than watching the All-Star game, I think. At this point, I'm just like, yeah. All right, this is some sicko shit. Some pure disgusting basketball.
Shams just dropped the East All-Star starters.
Okay.
Who is it?
Bradley Beal. I'm going to say the one that surprises me the most last. That shouldn't surprise me. Bradley Beal, Giannis, Kevin Durant, who's the captain, Joel Embiid, and then Kyrie Irving.
I'm surprised
and James Harden.
Wait a minute.
Looking from afar.
Okay, so Harden is on the bench.
It's Irving. I don't know. I assume Harden's an all-star this year, but he's not a starter. Are the starters still 100% voting?
The starters are like that's like the fan vote and the media and all that other stuff that goes into it.
That's really this is so crazy. When they used to do it, and even I saw it come out the other day, like Klay Thompson was up there in all-star votes. Alex Caruso.
Hey, Caruso is an all-star.
Caruso earned that.
No less than the third best player in the league.
There you go.
Maybe second. Like AD is hurt right now, so second best active player. So yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Second best player on the best team. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. And Klay Thompson, same argument. His numbers don't really show it, especially minutes played. Yeah. But
that's watch the games. I'm an eye test guy, you know.
Yeah.
Watch the games, you'll see that Klay is the best.
I was gonna say he's very efficient with his time.
Yes.
For 0 minutes.
It doesn't show up in the box score.
Yeah.
What Klay does.
Nobody has a better time than Klay Thompson. Nobody.
He is super efficient with
I miss Klay. I miss Klay so much.
Did you see that thing that was like they were like trying to quantify who had the most positive and negative tweets about him, and it was a little bit broken because like Kevin Love came out number 1 because Love is his last name. So it like fucked up it. But the least negative tweets about him was Klay Thompson. Because like, there's just no way to really hate that.
How do you even craft a negative tweet about Klay Thompson?
Yeah, like what do you?
I can't even think of what I would say.
But you know what number
this
1
guy
was,
sucks.
right?
Oh yeah, the goatee one. That's the only one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's funny.
Klay Thompson has some great content online. Soapy's talked about this before. There's the ones like him interviewing people out in the streets, or him being interviewed out.
Yeah, big scaffolding guy.
No, I was we talked about that I think on our show before. I was very excited to watch the Warriors come back this year. And when Clay got hurt, that was just so deflating. That was just like, because like at this point, Draymond is Draymond, triple single king. Steph's having a great year, but it's like, and I said earlier, if you remember the beginning of the season, one of my takes that turned out to be incredibly true, like most do. I thought I was like ready to bet the Warriors were again going to have the worst record in the NBA after they got smoked by the Nets. I think they played the Nets and the Bucks the first couple of games and just got run out of the building.
They set them the fuck up. It was brutal.
But now I think they're right on the fringe. They're a playoff team, right? Or like on the fringe.
Yeah, they're 8th or 9th. Dude, they had a huge comeback win against it was Miami. But did you guys see the game last night?
Yeah, Curry just cooked Kendrick Nunn for that game winner, or for like the dagger late in it. That was brutal,
dude. And he started off like 3 for 16 from 3.
Oh yeah!
Imagine if you took just the 16 part and like time traveled into the 80s. They would definitely
He'd be on trial this morning.
Yeah, you'd be arrested or something. I don't know.
It'd be fainting.
It'd be those old school with like those fans, like
oh heavens!
Oh no!
I think I'm getting the vapors.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I remember what we were talking about last time, Soap. We were looking at what the fuck was I looking at? Oh, I was looking at I had it broken down by point guard, 3-point field goal percentages. And at the time, Tyrese Halliburton was first. Peyton Pritchard was second. Steph was third. And then I think Pat Bev was 4 or 5. But then I went over to attempts, it was like Halliburton had like 3, Pritchard had 4, Steph had 13, and then Patrick Beverly had like 3 point something. It's like, all right, these don't quite align. But no, Steph's doing it. Soap, I'm going to pass it over to you real quick and let my dog out.
All right.
Shout out
Dan's dog is not a huge fan of 3-point percentages.
No, she's getting she's there's some feathers.
The analytics.
Yeah, I respect a dog who likes the eye test. I'm right there with you.
Basketball, Jeff.
Turn the game on.
Yeah, exactly.
All these numbers.
Dog just begging to be back in the barbershop so they can talk about the real hoopers. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Only real hoopers will get this. I'm telling you. But Tracy McGrady was the best player to ever touch a basketball. I'm telling you.
Dan's dog was actually in the barbershop scene in Coming to America. So people don't know that. Played every dog in that scene too.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
What you sipping on, Kane? What we got there?
I think this is Moscato.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one thing about quarantine. Yeah. Quarantine turned me into a Moscato man and a margarita man. I haven't had a margarita in a minute, but it used to just be straight Jack and Coke and vodka and water. But see, what a good woman will do good things for you, man.
And you're saying putting you on the Moscato was one. All right.
Are you drinking other kinds of wines, or is it just a Moscato?
A little rosé. I'm trying to think. I noticed I like sweet wine. I didn't think I liked wine until I don't like the bitter stuff. Anything sweet I'll drink.
Weekends I mix it with my Dom. I got a lifetime supply of Dom Perignon.
Obviously.
There we go.
But
obviously, I mean that's just light work,
Scoob, what about you? What's your drink of choice? I'm actually not a wine guy. Period.
Be on that lean. Come on, don't ask him that.
Dude, allegedly. No, I'm a wine. I do like wine. I worked at when I first graduated college, I worked at a steakhouse that had a pretty expensive wine menu. And one of the things about like working at restaurants like that, where like all the your tables and your bills are all expensive, like one of the ways you can make a lot more money. Yeah. Those people are just getting tipped a percentage no matter what. So like you can sell them a bottle of wine, then you just like made more money for yourself. And so I got into wine like that. And then, once I like moved out and started having like women over at the crib and stuff, I realized having wine on hand is just one of those things that
we don't need to show off here. Come on.
Mr. Bitches over here.
No, this is something we was talking about last week, right? Just like, you could be, we was talking about this last week, right, Kane? Like you could be a garbage human, right? But if you got a nice apartment and you come across
yeah.
as like cultured and classy and shit,
Yeah.
they just eat that shit up. So like,
Yeah, man.
I like
And the wine is a part of it.
Exactly. But I drink a little bit of everything except for I'm not into scotch yet, but I don't know. I'm from New Orleans, so I was like raised in a drinking culture, you know. So beer, vodka, a lot of rum. I drank a lot of rum. But wine has been the drink of choice as of late.
I was gonna say you remind me of Captain Morgan a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the mustache. Hey, I don't want us to skip this, but did you notice how Scuba slipped in? How he was Christy Teigen's he was Christy Teigen's waiter, the one that slipped in that $13,000 bottle of wine. Y'all remember that from a couple?
Boy,
of
I would
That's crazy.
have came up on them if I had anybody that famous sit at my table. I think the most famous person I ever waited on was like, you know, Teron Armstead, his left tackle for the Saints. Waited on him once, and then he actually requested that one of the girls I worked with switch to be his waiter because she was more attractive to him than me, I guess.
Damn.
That's fine. You know, I'm not even mad about it. He ain't spend that much money. So to be honest, if he wasn't like doing such a good job in New Orleans, I would be calling him broke. But you know, I'm nicer than that. So keep it classy on here.
I was gonna say there's nothing to be mad about there. If you missed out on a big tip,
then it would have been something to be upset about, right? But yeah.
Is Scottie Pippen a notorious bad tipper?
Oh yeah,
is that who I'm thinking of?
No tipping Pippen.
There's no excuse for that.
Tipping Pippen.
There's no excuse to be an athlete there's no excuse to be a celebrity and not tip because the person waiting on you knows you're rich.
Any rich person, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're an athlete or a celebrity, your waiter going into it knows you're rich. And they're probably like, I'm probably expecting a decent tip.
Yeah. Like we used to have
like a guy like a CEO or like a hedge fund man, like some rich guy, you wouldn't really know necessarily. You'd think, this guy's just a cheap asshole. But yeah, if I'm waiting on Scottie Pippen all night and I get like 10% tip, I'm like, bro.
Yeah. I think the worst one we had who was like a notable name was Bobby Jindal. He's like the former governor of Louisiana, like super Republican dude. And his family used to come in there all the time.
Scuba.
And third rail, let's get into it. His family used to come in there and it was just like, no matter what, they could spend $400, they could spend $10. It was going to be a $20 tip. And they were never spending just $10 because that wasn't an option. So it was just
I heard from some wait staff friends of mine that the norm or like the benchmark is 10 on 50 and 20 on 100.
Yeah, 20%.
Like even math.
20%. Yeah. Yeah. Just like hit that and
I've been following that ever since I heard that.
Yeah. And it's like it's easy math to do. All you literally there's like some decimals and shit. Yeah. And then fucking multiply it. Like you know, guys, and that's all we ask. And this dude's just like, we'll spend $500 between these like 7 people. It's gonna be $20 for you though. I don't care. No, you know, like
absolutely wild.
Imagine, I was gonna say you see like Matt McConaughey being like, damn, my calculator app is slow as fuck right now, but someone hit me with like carry the one.
I haven't carried a number in 20 years, 25 years. I was thinking about that today too. It's like I have a young son who's about to be 2, so he's not like doing high level math equations or anything yet, but it's like, remember, I think it sounds like we're all around the same age. Like it made sense at the time, but in school, it was, like you got to learn math, you got to do this stuff. I don't see why there's a logistical reason to teach kids math at this day and age.
They teach it weird now. They teach it weird.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I've heard it. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not doing it.
Like when I used to tutor kids, they would bring in their like the way they were doing like multiplying fractions and stuff, and I'd have my own way plan, and then they would start like drawing all these like shapes and shit on the paper, and I was like, dude, that's not what
we do it like this. No, I'm straight with that.
Can we talk about? I got a money thing I got to bring up, and I think this is the right audience.
You said a money thing or a money thing?
No, it's not personal. It's
$23 the right amount for a first date. You just have to know. All right?
No, I put out a tweet that surprisingly did numbers, and I had to turn off the notifications because I was like, initially I was wrong. Is the Meek Mill thing, and I want some perspective on this.
Oh boy.
So the Meek Mill, donating $20 to 4 kids on the street and telling them to split the money.
Okay.
I didn't know that story.
Yeah, it came out of because I think T.I. was the first person to do it. like that's where it went viral. And I feel like Meek Mill
$20
just saw that. Yeah, and so like
what happened? What do you say? Sorry.
You telling me?
Meek Mill? I don't know the story.
So Meek Mill was just like riding through Philadelphia. There were some kids on the street, and I think they were like selling water or something. And he pulled up to them, and they paint it as those kids are kind of beggars, and they'll try to hustle the shit out of you and approach you even if your window's up. So he gave them a 20, and he told them to split it. And he had the guy in the back seat filming the whole thing. My tweet said something along the lines of, it came out that he tweeted a screenshot of his Robinhood app and was complaining about like bad customer service. And I was like, between this and the fact that this guy tells grown men to split $20, I'm done with Meek Mill. But I didn't know at the time that it was kids. So people were on my head of being like, dude, those are kids. Like no one would donate or give that kind of money to any of those guys. Yada yada.
He could.
And then,
he could give him $100 bill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. So it's like, it doesn't matter if it's kids or adults, whether I was wrong about that. I feel okay. So it sounds like you guys agree. If you're gonna give money, just give like an actual decent amount, or just don't give any at all.
Don't film it.
That's exactly
that's really the thing,
clout.
right?
So
that's
like,
the thing, really.
That's true. Out. Yeah, I'd like to see what happened before the camera started rolling. Like, hey, pull up. Get this one on film.
That's the thing, like, right? Like,
exactly.
If it's a regular person giving $20, I'd be like,
off of this.
Yeah, like it's a regular person giving $20. I think I'd be like, all right, cool, whatever. That's good on you, right? Because that's like,
oh god,
we talking about like, I bet if I was I'm not gonna do it, but if I pulled up Meek Mill like Instagram, I could scroll a little bit. I'm gonna find a picture where he got like like 10 bands just in his hands in cash, like. Well,
the Floyd Mayweather just with stacks of cash.
Yeah, right. Like I'm not saying you got
that's a tough look.
Or nothing like that, but you come up on more than $20, man. Like
some would argue it's been a tough week for Meek Mill on the internet.
That's what I thought Sophie was going.
Yeah, let's go there.
Me too.
I haven't heard the song.
I don't want to go into Me Too, but let's go into. I haven't either. And so we're talking about the lyric. It was what he was featured on Lil Baby song.
I
think so.
Yeah. And let's do this right, because I think I came across it on this godforsaken app earlier today.
If someone has the instrumental, I can just rap it real quick,
please, if you don't mind. No, is that song that came out, or I just thought like the lyrics were leaked or something? That's a real song that's out on the internet.
Yeah, I think it must have just came out last night.
Potentially making revenue.
It was one of the things where as soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't need this.
Here it is. Verse 1, Meek Mill. Unfortunately, I can't recite all the words, but I'll get to them when I can.
Which ones?
We'll get Dan a body here.
Yeah. And if I ever lack, I'm going out with my chopper. It'd be another Kobe. And then he just moves on. And tough look. And I was talking to someone earlier. I think that's like the epitome of too soon. That's why it's controversial, obviously, right? It's too soon. It was like there's people who reference people who died in jokes.
I was I think it's also like a generational. So I was listening to Bomani earlier, and he was talking about how like him being older, he was like, yeah, for my generation, anything is safe for a punchline. And I was like, to a degree, that's still true, but also with younger people, I don't know. And also it's like the line just trash. Like if you're gonna do
it's not great
like that,
you better knock it out of the park.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
you don't just like sneak something like that into an average song.
But he's getting what he wanted, right? He's getting the attention. He's getting people to talk about it. He just seemed to like taking L's in public these days.
No kidding. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But yeah, it's like, it also made me think though, like I do think it's different because now everything, as soon as you say anything, if you have enough followers, everyone's going to see it. But yeah, I don't think Kobe and Chopper jokes are good now.
Yeah.
But it's like, how far do we go back? Are Abe Lincoln jokes good now?
Funny as hell.
Been a couple of years. Okay. JFK? Or JFK jokes good?
Funny as hell.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's move up a little bit.
Shit, Darren Rovell was tweeting out the goddamn 8K footage of his brains getting blown.
One of the better days on Twitter of all time. We talked about.
I thought the Brazzers. I think he froze, but I thought the Brazzers fucking like HD sound effect was gonna come on when Rebel tweeted that. That shit was like Like, dude, you friends with Zapruder or what?
Oh, man.
What were you gonna say, Kane?
It was just I felt like that was like before breakfast too. Like he just woke up and was like, "What day is it? All right, let me just pull this out of drafts." I'm like,
bro, I remember seeing that shit like when I was brushing my teeth. Like that it was early.
yeah.
Hell. Like, and it was just like, and I was like, because I wasn't alive for that. My mom wasn't even alive for that, so I have like no attachment to that moment. I'm just kind of like, damn, this is some crazy shit. They used to really like do this shit, and yeah, just a wild video to see from the 60s, just HD footage. This man's brains is everywhere, boss, everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too. I think like even Tyler said it was like you can't even find that footage. You have to like look for it and like, you know.
He was doing shady deals like down at the docks or some shit.
Yeah.
To get that. Like that shit is not available on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the Tor browser on the dark web, just like
Bro.
You gotta know the right people.
Yeah.
You gotta pay the right price. If you come out with like a low ball price to begin with, they're gonna be like, nah, I don't even know what video you're talking about, bro.
Exactly.
No. You gotta go somewhere else for that.
Just to ruin some people's mornings, just to fuck their days up.
Ravel had a spoonful of fucking Honey Nut Cheerios and then hit send on an assassination video.
Put his phone down. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go on a jog. Be right back.
It's terrible, dog. Because that's just like, and that was just the thing for like a morning. And then I don't even remember what else happened that day, but I'm sure I was not thinking about it by later that day because some new shit had happened, right? Like, oh man.
Yo, the crazy part is that I don't think I've ever told this story before, but they were showing that to us in my maybe junior high. I want to say junior high or high school. A substitute teacher showed us the JFK assassination video.
So you
could not believe it. I'd seen it before.
Okay.
I definitely aced the essay question when that came up. I don't know what other benefits there were to us seeing that video.
Yeah, talked about that before. I never saw that video till that morning at 8:00.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah,
I don't really remember covering JFK in high school. I assume it wasn't until high school when we covered that. Too much. Like I knew we got shot, but I think I like learned bits and pieces of it as I got older. And then Darren Ravel just came full circle and just put it all in front of us that morning, that fateful morning.
Bits and pieces. I got you.
Yes. Say less. So like I said, it checks out. JFK jokes are still good.
That tweet blew up.
Sure did. Sure did.
I think there's even more recent stuff you can like. There's a lot of deaths that you can. I mean, people legit spent all day yesterday lighting Rush Limbaugh pack. It's just
great example.
Oh,
fuck that guy. That's fine.
But dude, I don't even think like 9/11 jokes are out of the question to me.
No,
that's probably a good example. That's
gonna be the
fringe.
Yeah, there's a regional split there, right? Like this, like because I
probably
know
depends. I think a big part of it is how many people will hear it who are actually affected by the event.
Yep.
No one, if I make an Abe Lincoln joke, no one is alive to be like, hey, like that's my grandfather or something like that. Yeah. 9/11 is very much still alive. JFK, there's probably still some out there. Oh, Titanic. We talked about Titanic on our last episode. There's gotta be, would you guys assume obviously anyone on the Titanic has to be dead at this point? Yeah. Well, obviously, but anyone like related to someone
anyone still
who died on the Titanic has to be dead. I wonder if that final ratio came out. Like, what percentage of people survived the Titanic?
Didn't the last survivor die like fairly recently?
Maybe.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
I remember seeing that, but
maybe
frostbite finally set in.
My fingers are kind of cold.
Whoever it was just floating out there for 100 years.
Somebody turn the heat on.
My God, can someone light a cigarette out here?
Ooh. Anyone else get chills?
I think part of the Kobe thing too is also going to be like, I think there's something weird to the fact that we've been inside for so long, right? So there hasn't been like time to kind of like move on from it because that was, last January, we had February and then like shit really started to shut down.
That like Kobe Memorial at Staples was probably the last like big thing, like big public event that happened.
Yeah.
That was probably a super spreader event now that we look back on it. But
so it's like we really haven't had time to like move on to it because we just been like kind of just getting hit with, new shit every day. It was just like this is just getting pushed further and further down, but it's not like
let me ask you guys this. We talk about this quite a bit. how can I word this? So yeah, it happened in January, February with some of the memorial stuff. And then the other thing I think that was part of it is the NBA went on hiatus as well.
Mhm.
So it's like, we're not watching games. The only real basketball story was Kobe Bryant died.
Mhm.
Do you think
And fucking
it's a
Gobert.
little overdone with some of the Kobe, I don't want to say Kobe memorials, but when it got to a point where guys like Alex Caruso were saying, hey,
People
this
using
one's
it for
for
clout.
Kobe. Yeah.
Hey,
People
hey,
rolling
what's-
down Sunset with like their Lambos painted with a Kobe memorial on it. And
Go ahead, Kane.
I mean, well, first I was gonna say, what's this beef with Caruso? First off,
They're
Long
Celtics
story.
second
fans.
time you brought
Long
him up,
story.
and
They're Celtics fans, man.
I didn't want to bring it up. That's when my dog was so upset. She heard us talking about the C-Man. She's not a fan. She freaked out, went outside, took a shit in spite, and then came back. But no, I don't know. It's like, and then I saw the other thing today, which I'm honest, I'll admit, I don't really understand. What is the Kobe thing in the All-Star game? They're adding 24 points to the
like
like
they
they-
did last year.
To the
I don't
Elam
remember.
ending, they're probably just gonna go to 24, I guess, in that
Yeah.
last quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I mean, as a Lakers fan, like Kobe's death is legit the first celebrity death where I was really just like, oh,
Me too. And I'll say that too. Definitely. That
Like-
was like, it was a Sunday afternoon. And that was just like, because
Yeah.
it was the week before the Super Bowl. So there's
Yeah.
nothing on.
yeah.
And that
So,
was
as,
just like, what the fuck?
so I think that's part of it. But I will say there's a level of it that is probably over the top. But I don't want to like tell people how to like process the grief
Yeah,
and
that's
everything.
true.
Because that is the other weird thing with it, right? Is like this is the first time a celebrity death has ever been more than like, damn, that's tough. Like
Mhm.
this one, like I was actually like kind of bothered all day.
Yeah.
And like
Well, how
the days
long
going
did
forward.
it take you guys to realize it was real? Like, I assume when you first
Oh.
saw the first tweet, you're like, this is
Yeah, so I thought it was
fucked
fake.
up hoax, but this is not happening.
I probably read upwards of 25 different news sources trying to find somebody to
Yeah.
tell me that it did not actually
Yeah.
happen.
Same. Very crazy.
Yeah, but like, so I think part of it is like what we're talking about with like how stuff like there
Mhm.
hasn't really been an opportunity to move on, but then also like people just not really knowing how, like when you don't have a chance to have closure on something like that, right? Because it's
Yeah,
not
true.
somebody you knew really personally, probably
Mhm.
didn't get to go to the funeral. So like, how do
Mhm.
you even deal with it? Especially when they go that young and they were like that big. Like Kobe was like
Right.
my favorite basketball player my entire life, pretty much. Like no matter
Yeah.
who came in and out of the Lakers, it was just like him.
Yeah.
It's just weird to like for him to just up and be gone like that, you know?
Yeah,
I think-
would
I
say
think-
just keep
Go
in
ahead,
mind,
Kane.
like
Mhm.
with Los Angeles. I mean, Nipsey had died a couple months
Mhm.
before then, so it was just like, like I'm from California. I'm not from LA,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, but it hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah.
That one.
I think I meant more along the lines like I picture it from like what like Vanessa's watching on TV constantly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the remaining,
Right.
his living kids, just like,
Yeah.
like he died in February. They
Yeah.
did the thing in March when the NBA went off, and then all summer was like all this other stuff. And then I just picture like them finally trying to get back to like reality. And then
Yeah.
every time they have to watch a fucking Lakers game with these 20-year-old kids who
Yeah.
have no idea what's going on, just like this and that. And the mom, and I did like the Mamba jerseys, but like the Mamba jerseys and this and the other thing. And I got to a point where it's like, all right, eventually, like, I think eventually let this man rest in peace. Let his family try to get back to some sense of normal after their whole life turned upside down. And then it's like everything is a constant reminder. And I think most of them were respectful things, like they're honoring Kobe, but
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. I
And
don't
some
know
of it
how
comes
she felt
across as
scrolling
corny.
through Twitter, just seeing like 15-year-old kids, like,
Yeah.
man,
Some of
this
it's
one hits
definitely-
me hard.
Some of it definitely comes across as corny and stuff like that. So I
Corny is
get
a good
that.
way to put it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
It is
I feel
crazy.
I wish there was a way to like have her be, because I feel like there's no way she could be like, hey, why don't we, if that was something she even wanted, she couldn't be
Right.
like, hey, why don't we tone this down? Because then, the way
Yeah,
the internet
good
is,
point.
people
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
a very negative reaction to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very weird. And then here we are with Meek Mill bringing it all back to the forefront.
of course,
Tough look. Is the song any good? I haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to it either.
I'm gonna listen to
I
it eventually
refuse.
because it's got a little baby on it. Like that's
Yeah,
the
I'm not a
fucked
fan
up thing
either.
about it. At some point,
Mhm.
like I'm a huge baby fan, so I'm just gonna be like,
Mm.
damn it, I gotta get through this Meek Mill bar some kind of way.
Got to work through it.
Yeah.
What else is going on? You guys follow football too?
A little bit, yeah. I'm
Any thoughts on Carson Wentz going to the Colts?
That's funny as hell.
That is funny, right? That was a weird tweet to come across like mid-morning, Shefty bomb out of nowhere for a third round pick. And it's just
Somebody
like,
made
that's
that.
about like the most vanilla, like Indianapolis breaking news story I can think of.
Yeah.
Somebody made a point. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like that. It's just funny to me. Like the market for quarterbacks is so fucking depraved that this is like that Carson Wentz moving jobs has become like this is this thing because he's making 150 million some kind of way. It's just be very below average at his job.
Well, what I was thinking too, it's like I feel like we're Patriots fans, and we're like delusional Patriots fans who think for some reason Deshaun Watson might want to come here, which I know is never going to happen. But it's like I'm thinking because I remember weeks ago I was like, all right, Deshaun Watson's going to get at a minimum 2 first rounders. You have to offer them 2 first rounders, if not players as well, an absolute minimum. Yeah. And then Carson Wentz went for a 3rd rounder, no players, and a potential 2nd or 1st rounder next year. And I was like, I don't know.
GMs are fucking broken, dude. Like the incentives are all off, right? Because like they can sell that trade as being fine as long as those players haven't like, materialized, right? Like that saves them for a little bit down the line. It's weird because it's like their incentive isn't to make the team. It's a mismatch. Like I wish there was a way to fix it. I've been trying to think about this because like GM's whole thing is like they want the team to be good so they can save their job. But if it comes down to it, it's more important that they save their job. So they have to like, you want to push it to the future. I have this draft pick, and it could be anything. It could even be like Carson Wentz, right? Like, but it doesn't help the team in the moment or anything. But yeah, the Deshaun thing's interesting. I'm a Saints fan, and I've been convincing myself he's going to come to the Saints. I won't be knocked off the hill just yet.
Cowboys.
You're not a Taysom Hill fan? Is he like the backup quarterback? Like I don't know what fucking position that kid plays.
He's just a gadget player. It's fucking that was like the contract I was most irritated by all of last offseason. It's like we just paid $20 million to a fucking gadget player. Like what
all that potential, Scoob? Come on, all that potential he got.
That man is 30 years old.
You ever heard of the Wildcat formation?
Like I was just weird. Dude, I want to fucking. I was close enough come to just being like, I think I might just have to take a season off. Like,
so is Jameis Winston still under contract, or was he only 1 year?
He was a 1 year, but I think their plan is to bring him back.
It's a hell of a quarterback room, if you ask me.
Yeah, Taysom and Jameis.
Yeah, I don't know where he's gonna go. I hope he leaves Houston. I don't see a scenario where he would stay. I don't see a scenario where he would stay and it would work out.
It depends on what he wants, how far he's willing to go. Because like right now, they don't want to trade him, and like I don't think they're even gonna really listen to stuff.
I wouldn't
until he like starts to really like miss camp or miss games and stuff. Then they're like, okay, now
Houston just has to be like a haunted like sports town. Like nobody good wants to stay there for more than like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you look at Houston present day, and I can't imagine why you'd not want to live there for whatever reason.
I was looking at this TikTok that shows like apartments in Houston and shit, and dude, they have just like the nicest fucking apartments for like $800 a month.
Oh, I was talking more like my wife sent me some last night. Maybe it's not Houston, I don't know, but obviously Texas is going through shit with the weather. Like people's houses where the ceilings are just collapsing, like those from ice damage. Crazy. That is so scary, dude. Yeah. Like, and they're like a 20-year-old couple renting an apartment. Like holding their phone up and their ceiling literally just collapsed with water.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck did we do? Like, we don't own a shovel. Like, what do we do?
I hope those people like had crazy insurance, because if they did, then that's just like, that's it. That's all that shit's just gone.
Your dwelling is gone. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I certainly wish you the best, but I certainly don't know what to tell you.
Hey man, go to Cancun,
You could. That's where that's where you go. That's fun.
Need a break.
Ted Cruz is down there, and apparently
Ted was like, "Yeah, I was." He said, "I was surprised there wasn't more people on the plane. I thought we was all doing this, baby. Come on, on vacation.
Scoot over, Ted."
Warm.
The wildest shit, dude. The wildest shit has been people trying to like spin it as like, yeah, this is actually very unselfish of him because he's not using any energy or resources in Texas that somebody else.
Oh, that's a good
using.
point. Yeah,
and I'm like. They don't fucking have resources, dog. Yeah. Like, the power company's not like Ted Cruz isn't here, so we'll give these people power instead. They're like, their power's still going off. Like
he posts a screenshot of him just turning the Wi-Fi off on his phone. All right, guys, I'll take one for the team here.
You know, it would have been great.
Powering down.
Yeah.
If it was Ted Cruz and Joel Osteen on the same flight, that would have been perfect.
Boy.
That motherfucker. Has he opened his
Soul
church?
Plane.
I don't even keep up with him anymore. But
Bro,
I'm
I don't
assuming
know.
his church isn't open right now.
No, it's open. It's
Oh,
this
it
year.
is?
He got it right this time. Yeah.
I did see that caption. They were like, "Oh, he's a real Christian this time."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm bullied into it. Yeah.
Soap, I'll let you. I know we're coming up on time. I'll let you wrap us up here, but let's do this, man. Going forward, I apologize. We should probably prepped a little more for the show, but I definitely appreciate you guys hopping on. This was a lot of fun. And then Soap, I'll let you kind of whatever else you got, and then we'll let you guys get out of here.
Let's see. I wonder, do I have a final question that I want to ask these guys?
That can't be good.
Let's see. I'm just looking at the notes. And I know, Kane, you gotta get out of here, so I'll make this quick. Yeah, we'll just go with what's in the notes. What are you guys looking forward to the most when this shit's over in 2025?
Yeah, Scoob, he's ready to go. He's a free man.
This is the one I've thought about when I was reading the notes earlier.
Oh,
I've
great.
got one answer for this. I'm looking forward to the very first time I'm back in the club and WAP comes on.
Okay.
That first time.
Oh, that's a good call, actually. Was that released during quarantine?
August, dead in the middle of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk
That
about
was a
selfish,
legendary
first
night
of all.
in
My
the
goodness.
disco, at least from what I'm hearing.
It was definitely something. But
Oh,
yeah, no,
yeah.
that first time I'm in the club and that shit comes on, I feel like I might start levitating.
That's a
Like,
good
that
question. Like a DJ's making his first playlist, like for the first night of like socially acceptable like night out. Those first like 10 songs. That's like a Super Bowl like play sheet. Like your first 10 scripted plays.
That's like
an Andy Reid like play sheet. Like,
Yeah,
right?
you can't fuck that up. You got to get them to. You don't gotta get
Yeah.
nothing else right that night. You got to get them 10 songs right.
That's gonna be people at the door, like leaning over the barricades, and then the security guard just lifting the gate up.
Yep.
Like, blowing in. That's a good opening song. I take it. So, did you have something you were gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna ask Kane what he was looking forward to.
Oh
the
yeah,
most.
yeah.
Mine's not as fun. I miss going out to eat and like getting
Yeah, me too.
not too drunk, but just a little buzz with the food and
That
I miss
restaurant
that.
drunk is different.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about
man.
it.
That
but-
restaurant buzz is different.
Yeah.
Like a couple drinks, order a couple apps, meal comes out. Fuck it, one more, throw it on.
Yeah.
the bill.
yeah.
One more, enough. We can still drive comfortably.
Yeah.
Maybe get home and have a little nightcap. But yeah, those days are good. I'm getting fucking my shirt taken off with DoorDash fees. I like, it's so quick too. Like they save all your info. Literally, it's click, pay. Dude, yesterday afternoon, I ordered 2 Aroma Joe's is like a local like coffee place we have up here. 2 like Red Bull like energy type drinks, 32 ounce. They were large. 2 of those, one for me, one for my wife, delivered to my house. $4 tip, $28. And I hit send, and it's like, all right, refreshing, delivery on your way, minus 28. And I was like, holy fuck! Like, what did I just do?
Shit.
Like if I brought this in front of like a financial advisor, he'd like kick me out of his office.
Yeah.
He'd be like, bro, I can't work with you. These are what your Thursday mid-afternoon expenses look like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be nice. I can't wait to get back. No, it's good. Good promising stuff coming along the way. And then the All-Star game will just bring us back to square one. So certainly looking forward to that. But let's guys get out of here. Where's the best place to follow you guys online and catch your podcast and everything?
Yeah, if you just go to Spotify and type in Splash Brothers podcasts, or you can follow me on Twitter, Kane_335. Scuba.
That's what's up.
Yeah, let me try to remember what my Twitter is. Oh yeah, my Twitter
What's your
is
Parler account?
Yeah, I'm also on. I'm on Parler. Keep America Great 2A Freedom.
Got you. Okay, we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, on Twitter, Scuba Codeine. Yeah, you can follow me there.
Nice.
That's just gonna be to your detriment. It's a lot of horny tweets.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
certainly
like
wouldn't recommend it. But
Yeah, stay out of my likes, especially on
please.
Wednesdays.
that. Stay in
Don't
my
at
likes,
me.
please.
And whenever there's a challenge, stay
You
out
gotta-
of it.
You guys got to utilize bookmarks.
Oh yeah,
Bookmarks, don't like.
that's where I keep up in my bookmarks is all my like reaction videos and shit. So I keep the I purposely be liking the real horny shit, because I'm like, somebody that I follow is gonna appreciate this. And I actually got a DM from one of my boys from high school like a couple weeks ago. It was just like, thank you for liking this, because otherwise I would have never seen it.
Yo, where's the rest of this video, Scoop?
Yeah.
Hey, last
That'll
thing.
also be in the show notes.
Yeah.
Last thing I was gonna say, WAP was a very solid song choice. Savage remix with Beyonce. That's the one that I'm.
that'll be out there.
Yeah. Anything with Meg. Anything with Meg.
Yep.
Anything. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, big Megan Trainor fan. That'll be a good one when those hit the airwaves.
All about that bass.
Yeah, Meg Ryan.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Appreciate your time. I'll at you later.
Thanks, guys.